Hi everyone. Yesterday we finished Master's Travels, and the next thing in the main line is Chapter 16. We are kinda at the end. I'm so happy to at least reach that before I kinda can swim a bit less. So that will be very nice. And honestly, so far, it's only about chapter to go off, but third story arc seems pretty good. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Build dampness and confusion with words. I guess it's probably gonna be a lot more rebuilding Woods Island or something like that. And probably Ursus. Yeah. I guess third story arc will be a bunch in Ursus again. I guess I could see that at least. I mean, we're also getting Ursus side story somewhat soonish, right? I think we're getting the Yakuza one and then it is an Ursus one? Is that right? I think that's it, and then we'll get a limited banner again. Anyways, would someone please tell me how much longer His Imperial Majesty will allow this chevelle to continue? A day? A month? Or perhaps a whole year? I've quite frankly had enough already. Victorians have gained the power to control catastrophes. And even those devil savages have built battleships that fly in the sky. And yet, we are supposed to waste our time discussing how to deal with this Chester? Sir, if I may, this is a kindness bestowed on us by His Imperial Majesty. After all, many citizens continue to believe the madman still possesses some form of noble virtue, and that is why His Imperial Majesty was willing to allow the judgment to be publicized. The limit was 7 days, and as of moments earlier, it's been 6 days and 21 hours. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Are we supposed to sit here and endure these obscenities, hoping the madman will come to his senses at the toll of the bell on the final day? Yeah. Sorry, sir, but I'm afraid so. The good news is, once the bell tolls, the State Council will begin voting here and now. When the time comes, you will never have to endure this ever again. I know that, of course. Alright, now get out. Clown's death may be a foregone conclusion, but until he isn't crowned or burned to ash, he will still be Ursus' last Jurodztvo? This is actually like Russian title. Jurodztvo. Oh, that is the foolishness for Christ thing. Or at least I've heard of that because of some Limbus Company theories, so interesting. So the foolishness for Christ refers to the behavior such as giving up all one's worldly possessions. You know what? You can have them. Okay. No, first story arc, if kinda maybe will have a lot of religion in it somehow, I feel like. Did my eyes deceive me? That looked like an Imperial Guard uniform. Is he back already? The pig didn't last 5 minutes. He didn't even have a sip of water during his speech. The final speech. All eyes are focused on an out-of-place, ragged man walking to the center of the council hall in big strides. He's standing tall, and his limbs seem relaxed. There's no hint of worry for the future or signs of pain that come with the struggle for survival on his face. Barely 5 minutes ago, he made a speech here about love, compassion, and how he forgives all those who decided his death. Man, how nice of him. His 6-day-long speech has fatigued his audience, yet he appears completely unaffected. He raises his hand, and all around him immediately falls silent. He begins to speak with a smile. My dear friends, or perhaps those who regard me as an enemy, surely all of us know that this is the end. As such, I shall not be discussing the meaning of love, or proclaiming my forgiveness to you for all the mistakes you have made, and all that you put me through. What I shall now discuss is the future of a blind, illiterate man. Preposterous! We must keep in mind that recounting history is the most noble power, and such power can easily blind us. For 2 decades, His Imperial Majesty has shared his glory with his subjects, yet they have never made the necessary preparations to accept his blessings. Yeah, it's always the workers' fault. I've never once doubted the Tsar's kindness. However, a kindness that is out of time may as well be poison. No doubt the rebellious armies in the Northern Tundra infected have proven my point. Okay, you know, maybe you could have also just treated infected better. Crazy, I know. The despicable villains raised their rebellious heads and spilled their vile blood on these holy lands. The arrogant scholars proclaim that they have mastered the truth, but their harmful words feed on the souls of the innocent like wicked worms. This ignorant arrogance propagated like wildfire. For this, masses have forgotten what it means to be humble. The Empire has forgotten what it means to be kind. Now, our grand empire and her citizens find themselves alienated from one another. I can see the past and the future. Not because I'm wise, I'm only a fool. Rather, the trajectory of the future is already written in the trails of the past. I do not regret revealing to the masses the future that I saw. Even if I must stand trial for this, I have no choice but to spread this prophecy. I saw the end of Ursus. I saw the fall of a great empire, minus just vague posting. And that's why I'm standing here today. Ask His Imperial Majesty the Tsar to prevent all this. My worthless life is the price to accomplish this, then please, by all means. If even more blood needs to be spilled to cleanse Ursus of its filth, then I beg His Imperial Majesty to spill it, for an even greater cause, and for Ursus' eternal glory. Once this trial is over, no matter the sentence, I shall begin my sacred journey. Again and again, I shall extol the virtues of humility, attempt to restore our unity and the Empire's glory. Perhaps you think me an arrogant man overstepping my place, but I lead no armies and make no laws. Perhaps you think I'm fatally ill, but I'm not a madman, nor am I out of my mind. I was never clearer. My hands are emptier than even those of the Junkmen. My clothes are more tattered than even those of the infected. Okay, man really did give away all his worldly possessions, huh? There's a direct reference to that. All I've done, my mistake, is to see a different history, and to hear different voices than the others. Man. Maybe you just don't listen to your inner voices. Traditions that drive us never to whitewash our pain, long buried deep underground, will again be unearthed. The crisis compels us never to attempt diminishing this cruelty. Long fallen silent will again ring loud and clear. When that time finally arrives, perhaps our great nation's future will change for the better. All angers will be quelled, all sins will be forgiven, and all pain, all of it will be assuaged by the purity of patience. Northern Tundra, yeah, maybe. I think that's the first time they redacted it like that. Quick, run. Keep running and don't look back, just like the others. No, we won't get away. We can't run from this. If we make it to Ursus, nothing but death awaits. Stop breathing so hard. They're going to breathe the snow in and choke. Oh, it's the Emperor's blades. Yippee! Indeed. He will choke on his blood. Whip. What? How did you break free so fast? No way. Impossible. You're a clever one. But it's not enough. The illusion you cast on me was rooted in your own experiences to a certain extent. Your mistake was not realizing that putting us through the pain in your illusion is like trying to shift mountains with a feather. At the very least, this demonstrated your power. You have what is needed to become its replacement. Yippee! That's like just getting a random job offer, right? I told you, I don't know a thing about your demonic power testing. I'm not interested. This is not an invitation. This is an ultimatum. Of course, you have been able to save them not once, not twice, but 3 times before I tired of this. But I tire of this charade now. Stay back, unless you want to take away my corpse. So why is the Emperor's Blade actually in quotations, Mark? Your voice is no longer calm. You're beginning to doubt yourself. What a surprise to use the Yuritstvos power when you are not one. Huh. I don't understand what you're getting at. All things have a price, and you are nearing your end. Perhaps we're both going to die together at the end. Just us. And a lot of snow. So you did not hear them. Perhaps you simply do not have the energy left to notice more. You did not hear the sound of those footsteps on the snow. You're trying to save these people, even if it means sacrificing yourself to kill us. Yet you are unable to hear that they are only meaningless parasites. They're never willing to stray too far from their homeland. They claim to be unwilling to turn their backs on their motherland and hold on to the meagerest glimmer of hope. If they choose to run, they intentionally slow their steps and turn back to face the depths. By leaving this place, they will become unable to confirm their own existence. Even this existence would bring them nothing but despair. Unfortunately, your warning is meaningless. What? Just as you told them. Do not look back. I don't wish to bring Ursus Yuritstvos whose bodily functions are ruined. This would waste a lot of time. Even with your abilities, it's hardly a fair deal. Thus again, I recommend that you give up and come with me. I say it again too. I have no idea what a Yuritstvos is, and I have no interest in becoming one. I guess... It's not like it's what they really are, but like, it sounds kind of like they're treated as prophets or something, right? Like, right? Yeah? Besides, even if I go with you, what about infected? Once you're chased into a dead end. They have their own destiny to walk. No. Perhaps you should speak your mind more clearly. I said no. Yeah, no means no. How hard is it to get? I need to. There's silence and tension all around. A complete sentence has yet to surface out of the ether, and the snow continues to fall around them, but a black entity has stopped marching forward. Before the next cluster of snow even touches the ground, a dark mist has already begun to spread. My man will not get out of here. Stay. He suddenly loses his urge to continue forward. Other half of his cognition, stripped of reason, waits for the sight he saw earlier to reappear. The same trick won't work twice. But nothing. There's nothing. There's only the inexplicable pause, the pitch-black substance endlessly emanating from him, the thick dust accumulated from the mist. Almost like there's black snow falling. What? But the even side of me has but a slight leak. I guess, I mean, we know that there's something weird going on with the Emperor place, but I guess it never really got explained either. How they actually get their powers, right? But they are able to use my power to shackle me. I'm just using the illusion in that filth trapped in your body to make you face yourself. No more meaningless struggles, else you will die. In your own dominion. Now sleep. Aw. I mean, it's nice of them just to let him nap. Work must be exhausting. Bossemoy. This is where... Okay, this is a stream I just look up all the Russian. What does it mean? Bossemoy meaning. My god. I've learned something today. This... Boy! Boy! Are you okay? Is the black monster still coming after us? He won't chase you anymore. What? Vic, get out of here. Head south before he comes to, and don't turn your back again. You have to leave this place if you want to live. What are you talking about? He won't chase us anymore? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying you managed to convince that unreasonable lich? Enough. Go. Go where? Well, anywhere but here. The preacher told us before. Those who turn their backs on the motherland can scarcely be called human. We don't want that. We don't want to turn our backs on the Tsar, on Ursus, and you. We managed to get him to stop chasing us. He saved us. He accomplished the impossible. You still won't tell us your name. Just who are you? Mr. John Arknights. That's not important. Or are you perhaps... You perhaps the Jodstvo who vanished long ago? What? But the Jodstvo should be in the splendorous palaces of the deity Quiverborg, at the Tsar's side. No. Right, if you don't belong here, and this blessing received is a stolen one. In that case, it's only fair that we're punished for it. We must endure, we must persevere, we must be silent, but we haven't been able to do any of that. Even so, you protected these sinful souls. In that case, you must be the Jodstvo. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the kindness and compassion to offer the infected a helping hand as equals. In that case, there's only one name you could bear. A name that you don't want us facing. A name shared by all Jodstos. Gabrielus? Oh, they all just want to touch the prophet, I guess. It's blue here. Is it? It's not like the entity, right? Since it's different here. Gabrielus. It's the Yordstvo. Our Yordstvo has returned. The Yordstvo? Like the one in the Tales? Man, they really just look like they are gonna eat up all of the Yordstvo. Is it the Yordstvo that Mama said would love us even if we had the stone disease? Even if it's not by our side? Yes, it's her. She has returned. She defeated the villains and saved us. That's something only the Yordstvo could do. I'm very confused about the gender of the Yordstvo. Yordstvo has saved us. Yordstvo! Yeah, you know, maybe give them some space, I don't know. The boisterous crowd and their hands all gush toward her. They keep pushing and pulling, like waves splashing up in a beach. All in an attempt to so much as touch the corner of the idol's shirt, even though her attire is hardly any different from the tattered clothing they are wearing. Fully surrounded, she is no longer able to pop herself up or think. The moment her knees twitch and fall to the snow, seems as though she is going to collapse and pass out right here and now. But she can't, not here. The Royal Guard is still here. Those executioners who want to use her to kill even more people are still here. She can't close her eyes. She can't give up just yet. That moment, she seems to think that her tongue is once again working with her mouth to clearly enunciate her words, while her body simply curls up and quietly and gets smaller and smaller. You know, maybe you should just try to give her medical attention instead of you know, overwhelming her. She endures it until the pain subsides. The Yordstvo is not the Yordstvo, yet there is a price to pay. And despite being the one mistaken for the Yordstvo, she doesn't know what's the price she has to pay for this absurd charade. Sometimes, not knowing the price is itself a price. Mantva, what's wrong? The leader's quiet voice suddenly echoes in all the Woods Islanders' minds. Everyone, stop. This. Repeat. Everyone stop immediately. The area ahead is demonically corrupted. Demonically corrupted? What is that supposed to mean? Demonic corruption? Here? And aren't we 1/3 of an Earth away from Sami? How could this possibly... Doctor? Dominion. Central Far North Mining District, Ursus, Autumn 1101. Radiant Squad's last known coordinates should be around here. According to the timestamp of the sickness sent back to the city, they last sent out a message 10 days ago. The laboratory she mentioned is roughly 3 kilometers up ahead. Monster, have you faced a Royal Guard before? I'm looking. Based on the scale and shape of the corruption, this is very likely to be caused by Dominion. Right. Fight against the Royal Guard probably took place here. It's strange, though, for such an intense battle, that any traces of arts nearby. I understand you're worried, Doctor. But knowing Radian, she would definitely have tried to leave tracks we could decipher. At the very least, this explains something happened here that called for the Royal Guard's involvement. Radiant Squad might be in an extremely dangerous predicament. Correct. Whether they were going after Radiant or the laboratory, seems we need to pick up the pace. There's no light to bear witness here. Man, I actually have to play the game, but yeah, we will trivialize it again. Das ist doch alright. I kinda might have tweaked it a bunch because of Vector Breakthrough. Actually, when are the next Vector Breakthrough stages? Are they tomorrow? I guess I can check at some point. We need to find a safe route to the Research Institute. Central Far North Mining District, Ursus. Looks like my equipment's not working right. It can detect the precise range of the contamination. I think this is the miner's accommodation. The real danger here might be whoever's still around, really. This is demonic contamination we're talking about. That just not my head. But no, just having the slide animations on all the characters is kinda neat. Captain says there's no trace of any mental activity in the entire mine. Human or animal. Rip all the birds, I guess. At the very least, the contamination hasn't blocked the way to the Institute. It's mostly headed south, actually. We can swing a detour around the north, but it will take us roughly 3 hours longer than the original plan. But the tunnels will be manageable. It sounds not so bad. Wow, I've been thinking this for a while now, but you two work really well together. Elysium and Mantua have been working together for many years now. You could say I'm Rhodes Island's most experienced operator when it comes to working with the captain. It takes a lot out of her to speak, so if it's not an emergency, I get to be the one passing on the message. So, what do you think, Doctor? We set off now, we should make it before sunset. Not that the sun sets in the Earth's far north this time of year. Man, that is depressing. Get our friend up to speed on our detour. Who's our friend? Don't fall behind now, Aloysius. Aloysius? I guess it's Aloysius, right? Sorry, was just inspecting the mine equipment. Nothing to do with our travels together. What's going on? Why did you stop for so long? According to the map, we're very close to the Institute. Don't tell me you found some... thing? It's... Traces of Dominion. Bellegarde was here. You don't seem shocked. I hope you're not insinuating I'm hiding something. Gosfossa Amir. I'd be very hurt. I hope you share any pertinent information with us, at least while we are collaborating. I feel like it's very interesting to see, like, I think it was sometime during the second story arc where I feel like they did start, like, going hard on just basically using some of the local language for the characters more, right? I mean, they always did it, but, like, in the first story arc, I did not hear that much Russian, did I? Not that I mind. It does kinda add to the world. Hope you share any pertinent information with us, at least while we are collaborating. What do you know about the whereabouts of the Royal Guard? First of all, only the Tsar himself has the authority to know the comings and goings of the Royal Guard, let alone a lowly sergeant such as myself. But honestly speaking, after the last Viscount Duchess of the Far North declared martial law, shut down the mines, Royal Guard showing up would not be much of a shock. Then, if they're already conducting an investigation of their own here, where does that leave you? You're a clever one, aren't you? That's how we survived so long. The news of abnormal infected miners in Central Far North has made waves, and many are curious. Didn't they also say that their veins just disappeared? I figured that is what they would be investigating. Naturally, I must also have a right to curiosity. You do not have the same right to information. Yippee! I love my government. Please understand that as a sergeant, I'm limited in what I'm allowed to say. I hope my explanation will not cause too much confusion. Was Foster Amir? Okay, this is where... What does Gus Foster mean? Probably butchering too. But it's a movie for one. That is nice, I guess. What does it mean? Can I please... Mistress? Or miss. It's probably... Or lady? I mean, it's probably more... something... who's supposed to be lady. Or maybe she is just calling her Mistress Amir. No, it's fine. I understand the position you're in. I've never minced words about how this job could improve the resume of an Imperial Guards woman like me. Ah, so you're opportunistic, I see. Though I did imagine it being much easier. Anyhow, the dream is dead. The Royal Guard being involved is a bad omen, no matter how you look at it. If that's the case, are you still set on traveling with us? Of course, I chose to take on this task. Heading halfway would hardly be the decent thing to do. Before we continue onwards, shall we reaffirm our trust in one another? You know, just nod our heads. I look forward to our continued cooperation. Just like the time we met. Vesk, far north, versus 3 days ago. Elysium, give us some direction. Okay, so we're not traveling that long together yet. Yeta. The signal's all laggy. It's like there's something interfering with our encrypted frequency. Whatever. Not important. Then guardsman to your west. Turn right at the next crossing. What are you talking about? The west is on our right. Did I say right? Gah. You see the city hall. Go on in the opposite direction. I see it, but the crossing ahead is where the places are disconnected. What, man? Elysium doesn't know how to read maps, that's what I'm getting at. There's nothing like this on a stupid map. You're practically surrounded by guards, so that's the only way out. Got it. Can you keep up, Amir? I can. Hold on tight, Doctor. Do my best here. It's time to get Princess carried by monster. Your best isn't good enough. Fine, I hold on to you instead. Phew. You're right, Doctor? I've gotten pretty used to it by now. Glad you're doing well. Guess I can relax then. You arrived at a designated location, Elysium. We've arrived. Elysium? Go and... Stop. There's guards. The line cut out. The terminal says Elysium's still moving, but we don't have any way to re-establish communication. It's like short-range comms have been unstable ever since we entered Presk. I don't think they mentioned Presk before, or at least not in anything I've read. There's also no way of telling if it's because of the far north's extreme weather, or human interference. I wonder if we're gonna go back to Chernobog. Or what exactly is the situation with Chernobog now? Since I guess this sarcophagus would be kinda neat to have. Why would Presk send so many guards to detain intercity merchants? It is rather strange. There haven't been any issues with the ID cards Closure forged for us. Yippee! Maybe we're not the ones they're watching out for. But putting that aside... Presk is supposed to be a quiet city. This isn't anything like the intelligence we had. If this goes on, we won't make it into the mining district. Doctor, shouldn't we on the roof Mantra's team and discuss? Doctor, finally got you. Keep moving. There are guards heading your way. I think I figured it out. Thanks. This is fine. Hey, they're fast. Get behind me, Amiya. No, don't engage. Alright, interloping scum. Hands up! Yeah, let's take a deep breath. You know, it's kind of funny because of your mask and everything. You trespassed in an industrial zone and attempted to infiltrate a private factory, violating Presk's immigration regulations and urban public security measures. I think you got the wrong people. But I asked you to reconfirm, sir. When we entered the city, I never heard anything about a prohibition on foreigners entering the industrial zone. It's a new regulation, went into effect just after you reached Presk. Well, you could have maybe informed us. You'll be detained under the law, and then public security will decide if you are to be deported or exiled, considering your circumstances. I've inadvertently violated Presk's new regulation, and I deeply apologize. Just here to look for an intercity merchant. It was stated clearly in the itinerary declaration we submitted upon entry to the city. Save it for public security. There may be a way for both of us to save time here. Slides over $5 Langman dollars. I'm sure the Grand Duchess is as kind as the rumors say. Enough of that. I don't give a damn. I'm just doing my job. Sir? This way. No, sir. I can't delay any longer. I'm sorry. You see Amiya shift her body, so surreptitiously protecting you. Monster observes your surroundings, looking for a way out. You don't know how things work around here? Get them! I feel like we can have just wiped them. Man, she does kind of look adorable when she tries to be threatening. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. What are you standing around for? Get in there already! What? Can you handle a little feline girl? Sir, look behind them. It looks like the... Spit it out already. The Imperial Guard. You Hunter. Those pretentious bastards should be in Kuffelbock. What would they be doing in Presk? But those clothes... I'm terribly sorry, sir. But I'm afraid she is right this time. You... Aloysius Gorchakova, Sergeant of the Imperial Guard, Ranked Battalion, here from deity Kuffelbock. What are you playing at? I have a simple request for you. Overlook this little breach of protocol and release our pitiful guests. You're with them? Unfortunately. They're indeed my friends, excuse me? Since you're now aware of my history with them, surely you'll do me this favor, yes? We're a long way from Kuffelbock. Why should I care about that? Because I stopped my public security. Because I stopped my public security and filled out all the paperwork. Young Ursus waves some papers in hand. In the dusky gloom of polar night, one can clearly see what is written on them. I guess she's bluffing, right? But if I were you, sir, I wouldn't play around with my future like that. There are many lost travelers, but rarely a chance to curry favor with the Imperial Guard. Ah, yes, may I ask your name or your service number? Right, Sergeant Gorchakova. I report all this to the public security. You may go. May your authority be as eternally glorious as the Tsar himself. Thank you for the kind words, sir. But none has as eternal and glorious as Imperial Majesty. The rest of us will have to leave the stage when the time comes. Well, I'll be off with our guests for now. Why did she save us right there, though? Thank you for helping us get out of the sticky situation, ma'am. But why exactly did you... Shh. are still close by. Also, my cute little Cortus. You may call me Aloysius. Ma'am is too formal, while guardswoman or girl is too crude. I believe names are what's best for our current relationship. Thank you for the help, Aloysius. You most likely thought you were ordinary traitors, easy to shake down for a quick Chavoness or two. So you made it with Columbian sightseers. But you're hardly tourists or traitors now, are you? See, I knew we could have just bribed them. I know how to get out of trouble. Let's cut to the chase. Good. I appreciate Caden, though. I will answer your questions, but not here. Once you have gathered your friends, we can go somewhere far from prying eyes and ears. Don't have much time. Relax. I won't be wasting your time. This is all in service of your goal. Weil hier wir... There's here. An abandoned apartment. As far as I know, the guards don't care for these empty old districts. An empty plate may sound wasteful. But it is true, no matter how dirty Quiverberg times tries to cover it up. It's a widely known fact that the population of the far northern city has been dwindling these last few years. As time goes by, this place becomes deserted. The plate will be discarded, left to rust in the wilderness, like all the other abandoned plates. Man, you couldn't give them maybe to the infected, huh? Aloysius, we need to know exactly why you came looking for us. Now, ideally. It's there. But I ask everyone to lighten up a little, please. There are a lot of you, and only one of me. What kind of threat could I possibly pose to people of your caliber? Could I ask the Fidia lady standing outside the door to tell your friends that I'm not lying? Captain says there's nobody else here. The district is safe. Choosing the space to talk means you also need to be covered. A friend of mine used to live here. That hoped to achieve a dream of completing a saga for the Ursine people, but was defeated by the vicious cold. He's doing very well in Quiverborg, I should add. But thanks to her, we have this place to shelter both from the cold wind and people snooping around. I'm sure I'm not the only one here who wants to stay out of trouble. Firstly, since I've already introduced myself, I have the pleasure of knowing your names. We've come from Victoria and... so insisting that you went into the industrial zone to meet with an intercity merchant. A widow who goes by the name of Olga. Very reliable cover story. But one that will fool a vast majority of the city's port officials. But no matter how you put it, it is rare for a commercial party in a nomadic city to be using military-grade encrypted communications. You know, the world got rough these days. Have you heard about this whole war in Victoria and everything? You know, we are from there. We kinda needed that. Don't worry. Was it you intercepting our communications? Also, man, how mustn't it be kinda awful to have like what I'm not even sure what you would call this, but those like fingernail attachment thingies to have such sharp claws. Must be rough to like hold and handle things with that on. No, I would never do something so crude. May have been the Aurora, but I recently upgraded defense equipment. You truly are unlucky, coming to Presk during the most interesting times it has ever seen. I have been honest on my part. If you still have things you wish to keep hidden, I'm afraid we have to break things off here. Woods Island. See? Honestly, isn't so painful, is it? I mean, we kind of have our branding all over our claws, no? Woods Island. I've heard this name mentioned many times while investigating infected rumors from all across the land. Based on what I have pieced together from these tales, you lot are the stuff of legends. But no matter how true they are, the most recent instance I have encountered your name was in that paper you published about aberrant changes in the infected. Hey, somebody's at least reading our research, that's amazing. Never thought you'd be interested in oropathy studies. Pardon me for letting you down, but not every newly minted Quiverborg noble is an uneducated lout. You know, I guess you are noble because you're... makes sense. Still, I feel like even if you are educated and everything, most people probably wouldn't really care that much about infected, right? It should still be there without they're tweeted here. There's not a nation on this land that can overlook the infected question. Though their policies in answering it may differ. Anyone with a modicum of common sense will know just how important the scientific achievement of yours is. Thank you. We will take this place. But there's one thing I'm curious about. Despite this groundbreaking discovery, Silent has kept a low profile. Instead of using it to do more business. Well, we have to rebuild our HQ right now, so it's a bit awkward, you know? That doesn't explain how you knew our whereabouts. Oh, that can easily be explained. I think anyone who goes into the far north central mining district right now is doing it for the same reason. You mean you also want in? What, do you not? We need to get in. Sure enough. Don't have a way into the mining district, and as it turns out, I have need of some oropathy specialists. Perfect recipe for cooperation. Yippee! What a miraculous meeting. So you want us to go into the district with you? Of course. Authorities here will not look kindly on some Quiverborger sticking her nose into the far northern affairs after all. As things are, your cover as merchants will do you no good. Or will tell me. Just forget all the masks and red tape, and shake hands right here. That is one solution to all our problems. But what is it you want to do in the district? What do you need from us? Was it not clear? I'm hoping World Silent will accompany me into the mining district to collaborate on an investigation into the infected affair. Okay, but you know, that's still very broad. Yeah, that could mean a lot of things. Infected affair? What exactly are you referring to? Oh, my dear, sweet, naive little Cortis. My patience has its limits, you know? There's no time to be playing dumb. No, that's a serious question. I lost contact with one of our mobile medical teams in the far north central mining district. We need to find them. We have no idea what this infected affair is, and I hope you will elaborate. You went into the district just for... Wait, so you really don't know? That's impossible. My knowledge, you filled many more medical posts all across Ursus in the past few years. Simple doubt replaces a suspicion on the young woman's face, before finally shifting to a sudden realization. She actually has more information than us. She's in the powerful position. She understands how her assumptions have led her astray. No, it's just a mobile medical team. No fixed offices means no steady access to a network of contacts with the latest intelligence. Don't know what issues Void Island is currently facing. But it seems the information you have is limited. Because this is Ursus, you've been able to do much. Because of your lack of information, you have been blindly running into voids this whole time, haven't you? Cheered a pottery. I was too impatient. Okay, time to learn more Russian. Cheered. Russian swear words, let's go. Just damn it. Man, when the search result was like 244 Russian swear words. That's a lot of fucking swear words. I was like, that's gonna be good. But just damn it. I was too impatient. I mean, it might be also just a translation thing and it actually is Waffe in Russian or something. I don't know, man. Does this have to do with Pest's current state of affairs? Forget it. Forget I said anything. That favor before was free of charge. No need to thank me. Yippee! Wait. The very fact you came looking for us means there is the possibility we can work together on this. Could you not tell us what exactly happened in the mining district? I really should have thought things through more before making a choice. And here I was, thinking you're racking your brains on how to enter the district I've been hearing the news. You should know that this information is worth quite a lot on the black market. We can pay you back. We're not that kind of organization. But it doesn't matter right now. You have a natural reason to be invested in anything to do with the infected. That's why you came looking for us, wasn't it? Please tell us. Fine, fine. Since I'm already here, I may as well do something, even if it's just for some infected. The infected are Earthen citizens too. You're correct. First, little Cortus. The infected are indeed Earthsigns. And that's before we mention those miners that the Char personally promised. Life, not survival. The miners are the backbone of Ursus, keeping its war machines running. A fact that those corrupt old nobles and the puppets haven't realized yet. Yeah, kinda hard if you don't have any energy and all that stuff, huh? But even they must know that Ursus must change. My word, what am I even babbling about? Good thing those sharp-tongued, poison-spitting colleagues of mine aren't here. Or they would love me into my grave. Should not feel ashamed for this. Spoken words are like spilled cyst milk. They freeze solid in this weather. You can also not take them back or something. So what is this infected affair? It sounds like it has to do with the infected miners. Man, poor miners. Listen, if you dare leak any of this. You have my word that no matter what you have to say, we will not disclose it. We can sign an NDA. There's no benefit to make an enemy out of Ursus. We know that well. Give me a moment. I need to figure out where to start. You know, of course, that Presque borders the North Central Mining District. It's also the largest nomadic city in the north of Ursus. This means the city administrates a total of 30,000 square kilometers worth of mines scattered across the far north. Jesus Christ, that sounds a lot. Alongside 200,000 infected. And we're familiar with the basic facts of this place. Please don't look at me like that. Sorry. I knew this sort of talk would anger you. Okay, I didn't want to sound that rude, just to speed it up. But it Tsar does not wish for these infected miners to be treated as cheap labor. On the contrary, his decrees have shown a lot of care for the people of Presque. Yippee, I love good rulers. Things have been going rather smoothly in the city these past few years. Till 3 months ago. Is that... How much time has passed at this point from the whole priestess thing? It is probably the same time, right? Yes, this is where your company's area of expertise comes in, along with that paper. 3 months ago, large numbers of normal infected were discovered in the central mining district. The symptoms were very similar to the ones described in your paper. 3 months ago, wasn't that? You mean... How many abnormal infected are there in the district? That's the question. Right now, nobody knows just how many normal infected are left in the central mining district. We can fix that, maybe. Okay, I guess we probably don't have the gimmick in the first stage, but I'm kind of curious what the gimmick is. I kind of have seen, like, in the past already, like, that 50 would have the PTS thingy, but don't think I've really seen anything here. It's gotta be fucking civilians, isn't it? I fucking have to babysit minors. I hate it. Man, let's do this then. At least assume I'm not supposed to let them die, but... Okay, maybe she was kinda wasted, but I felt like I needed someone there. I mean, I guess might as well. That's also kinda an awkward spot. I'll put you here. At least they're kinda chilling. How do we do this? Maybe put you here. We just, I guess, put Hoshi here and then we vibe. I think I kind of leveled up my shoe. I should actually bring her to stages at this point. You actually, okay, so you just go the opposite route. Also, man, the soundtrack do be bopping again. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like basically all the things in the last year or something like that seem to have gone so hard on the music. I should maybe put down some more units. Crazy idea. I kinda also want to level up Crown Slayer at some points instead of Project VAT. But, man, I'm also still leveling up my Lithuanian people. I kinda did overkill this. I mean, sure, why not? I love just putting down stones. Maybe I should at least not pick Wang. I mean, he is so overpowered for one, but also, see, I actually need to play him. Now we get a tutorial. Can I actually see? I guess I don't even get a description here. Minor Gorilla. Resistance unit formed by miners, many of whom are still relatively young. Not a rampaging mob. All they want to do is protect their families who are still underground. Fair. Fast HP when within any medic operator's attack range. Ah, that is neat. I guess medic operator. Maybe I should also bring monster at least or something like that then. Well, we can figure it out next stage. Tutorial 27. That's a lot of tutorials. Shadowy Path. Oh, that is the thing. A strange pollution covers this place. The invisible enemies hidden within. I can act when I can see what's going on inside. Warriors cannot be deployed within. It would be nice to have someone who's familiar with the environment. That's what we have the miners for, or something then? Oh yeah. Are you our rescue? The strange pollution is still spreading. No, the Avian can help you deal with it. The problem is those highly polluted facilities. Destroy them to clear the pollution. Typically operate out of a hidden tunnel. Come to us if you need help. When activated, targets minor gorillas assembled here between deploy and standby modes. Oh, I actually get to control them. I guess I should probably put down a blocker, huh? Miners automatically attack enemies. Some enemies may be attacked by multiple miners. The limitations of the environment mean that the battle is likely to grind to a stalemate. Medic operators can heal miners in range, though with lesser effect. But now this is just some old school tower defenses where my units just walk against the other ones. Oh, they cleared that up pretty fast. I thought we would have destroyed it, so I guess as long as they step in it, it's uncovered. You guys did it. Yippee. Also, I did not mention yet if I can lose them or not. I've come to help, but it doesn't look like there are any good places. Don't worry, we can clean up the rock walls. Thank you for your help. Let's do this together. I see. Interesting. That's gonna be an annoying gimmick, I feel like. Actually, this is an Ifrit coded platform, if I've ever seen it. Can I make them? How does this work if I press this again? I guess it just stops them spawning. How do I do this? I do kinda care about my miners, but imagine more damage. Yeah, we got this.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you, Savia. Now it's time for you away to the wolves. Okay, so we have the hidden tunnels, we have the polluted facility, the rock wall. Fair enough. Wait, level, man, okay, this starts with super low level range again. Okay. Oh fuck, I forgot. Satch. Let's just do this quickly. I do want to have everything done on adverse. Okay, you're kinda leveled. I guess I don't have this on V Master V yet or a module, but you know, should be strong enough. Then how do we do it? Guess we do not think you anymore. Wait, who did I actually replace right there? I might be stupid. I would say we bring monster to have an actual medic. I guess somebody like Lumen is also nice, and since he has such high range. Who the hell did I remove there for a second? I will figure it out. So I have Monster, I have Exu, I have Lemon, I have Silver. Anything I really would want. In a sense, I feel like having some more ground units wouldn't be too bad. Oh, I got rid of Hoshi. I want the Hoshi for sure. Maybe put Locus away for now with Locus. should kinda work.
몸을 움직이기 좋은 시기네.
Right, let's quickly redo this. I did not even look what the modifier was.
출발이다. 누구 하나 낙오하게 두지는 않겠어.
No, I guess I still pop you down here.
모두 계산대로다.
I guess they deal more damage or something. I think last time this man didn't die. But okay, they're allowed to die. That's not as bad. I just fear this would work like other civilians and basically punish you for all the deaths.
잘나야 할 땐 잘나야 하는 일.
사과야, 오늘도
정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
I not like it really matters too much where I put you.
크게 쓰고 있으려는 노력을 해볼게.
Let's do the same thing again. Yippee.
우연히도 얼음과 룬이 녹아 사라지네.
Was there even one enemy going that direction?
지금부터
Don't think they're really rare, but eh.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
한 전체를 봐라. 승패는
잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
You can be here again.
가장 성가신 적은 누구지?
You can put you here.
눈바람이 비로 변하는 시기라.
무모하게 싸움에 빠져들다니.
And we have everything we would ever need.
인간들에게는 진보가 없군.
차가운 바람.
제군.
Now I don't need to press the video game again. In theory. True, it's kinda cute. I've used her a little bit in the past, I guess, sometimes as a donor unit. She do be pretty neat.
아무래도 상관없어.
분열의 세워야 할 땐 세워야 하느니.
Guess sadly, I probably would want at least like one more Sui sibling, right? Next year. Next year for sure. So good at video games, baby.
정확하고 깔끔한 주의군. 대답해줘 박사. 다음번엔 적에게 조금 더 가까이 다가갈
Okay,
수 있게 해줘.
now I won't
더
forget
효율적인 방법을
to
시험해보고 싶거든.
have it. Especially, I just wasted stamina. That feels so bad. Allied units have greatly increased redeployment time. Let's see how that goes then. Meeting room, Newport's Island. It's just like the old meeting room. They just really wanted to have everything look the same way. And I mean, it is so much more feasible instead of making new graphics for everything. Any clues on the sarcophagus? The very last activity we know of involving the sarcophagus came after the Chernobog Langman incident, when the Earthen government retrieved the entire system. So it's not in Chernobog anymore, it's in Calcede's records. It's not like we can directly ask the Earthen government to borrow it. Looking at the official register made after the Chernobog Research Institute was destroyed, there were no survivors other than Sergei. We did manage to find some clues when looking to what happened to him afterwards. He had established a new institute to continue researching the sarcophagus. In a short period of time that the institute was operating, one name really stood out to us. Artyom Chadayev. He was vice director at Sergei's institute, but he's a complete ghost, with no verifiable academic or political background to speak of. We may be able to make a rational deduction. that this man had a special connection to the Institute. No matter what his connection may be, it might be the key to our breakthrough. We need to find this Artyom. No, things are a little more complicated from here on out. He's proven to be very hard to track ever since Sergei's Institute shut down. According to Khalsid's intelligence, he died of heart failure in the Kieferborg Imperial Sanatorium last winter. Man, I guess it goes to our last lead. Maybe we can look into the people who knew him. Great idea. That's what I was thinking too. There's another researcher who had a connection to Artyom. Ksenia Makrovna Nelidova. We have a lot of more details on her background before the sarcophagus incident. She had previously served as Ilya's assistant at the Chernbog Research Institute and had crossed paths with Khalsid. That's nice. So maybe that's kinda new. Recent intelligence indicates she's currently in the Earth Far North, working at the Central Mining District Laboratory, administered by the city of Presk. So that is why we originally went there. Makes sense. It does also make the most sense that we would use the sarcophagus for restoring Khalsid. That's where Artyom's final letter was sent. But it's the only clue we've got. We should go to the research institute and find her. I have to remind you, Doctor. When we are all determined to bring Khalsid back, must thoroughly evaluate the risks of every mission. Woods Island cannot bear any more losses. But we need her intelligence. There we go. Median? Earth has always been a dangerous place, and we have very limited intelligence for this mission. And there are many important decisions the Doctor and Amir must make while Woods Island is being rebuilt. Median, I know you're a capable young woman now, Amir. That's exactly why you need to stay here and handle our most important tasks, the paperwork. Yippee! The latest news from Matavano is also worrying. The Doctor will need to see to it personally. Allowing Woods Island to steady its footing in our new home is our top priority. Wait, are we basically plopping down on Latavano for now? You're right. If it were just an infiltration mission, the Mysteries team would be the best choice, but information gathering is my team's specialty. Why do we not have the information then? Besides, there's no one better to send back to Ursus than me, is there? You make some real compelling arguments, Vadian. But it's your decision, Doctor. This will be a very dangerous mission. Woods Island cannot lose anyone else. We will. We'll act with caution as a mobile medical team. Rest of you, take care of yourselves while we're out, okay? Of course. Hope that all of you come home safe. Well, time to send in the rescue team, huh? I shall meditate and share in his pain. One man's pain is everyone's pain. One man's sin is everyone's sin. I wouldn't go that far. May sinners repent with all their heart. May their sins be forgiven, their souls find salvation. Is the sky supposed to be that bad? Central 4 North Mining District Ursus 5 days ago. Oh my. It's okay, Babushka. Don't be scared. It's Uchitel Rankin. He's chased away the Petal unit chasing us. We're safe for now. Yes, for now. Where else can we go? Where must we go to find shelter? You don't look trustworthy with a fit like that, even if you are a Quemma. You should take off that hood is all I'm saying, you know? Black and red do go nicely, but they're ominous colors for a fit, okay? Babushka, are you hungry? I go ask Holly for another piece of bread. I'm fine. You're such a sweet child. But I really am. Go see Rankin. Has done so much. The spirit must be nearly worn away. Go see him. Do not let him be burdened any more than he already is. Wichita, he... That is a tight minor fit for sure. Phew. Under the twilight sky, the young man's stern countenance eases. The cold soon cools the warm blood staining his pickaxe. The enemy before him is completely rooted. Don't kill me. You're not allowed to do anything to me. I surrendered. But see, that's the funny thing about like human rights and war crimes. We haven't accepted that surrender. Tell me, how many of these squads are pursuing us? Jihad, I don't know. Our patrol unit is independent. We don't talk to each other. Tell me something I don't know. I have no reason to let you live. Wait, don't listen to me. The chips you have in you, the diagnostic chips. Chips? You mean the ones used to elite tumor units? You mean the ones used to check how infected we are? Huh? That sounds fucked up. Ranking the noble, ranking the hero. You really so naive? Those chips send your coordinates to the mine's research facility, nearby guard posts, and that see something they chip you when you get vaccinated. The moment you try and leave the mining district, or the chip leaves your body. Boom. Okay, that is fucked up. Losing a single leg would be lucky. How the fuck do you have so much explosives in it? I mean, there's magic in the setting, but that still seems like kinda expensive to make and everything, right? Losing both is definitely possible. Couldn't be running anywhere like that. Just give us already, man. You think you can leave the mine by killing a patrol unit? There's nowhere to go. Ursus will chase you forever. Surrender. It's the only way you won't die a miserable death. Don't listen to him, Mencken. If the chips really did blow up, we'd have a bunch of three-legged burden beasts walking around. Fair. The patrol units are worse than bastards. Honest, one of them is like an aphid in winter. I got to know them before I became infected. It does make sense. It sounds kinda unfeasible to have explosives in everyone. You've done enough today, Mencken. Leave this one to me. No! Stop killing people. We don't need to. Nobody's badly hurt. Hey, Wichita. Let him go. Get back, Wachowski. Witochki? What's the point in showing a man like him mercy? It was these bastards who killed Paulina, all because she was caring for an unregistered child. She was pregnant when they hanged her. Ursus might be fucked up. Just a guess. Have you forgotten all the terrible things they've done? Thank you, Witochki. I remember you. You were the meekest of all the children. You'll have a happy ending, even with the rest of the scum. Wichita! At least I didn't let him bleed out slowly in the snow. Stand up, Witochki. Go to the back and find a doctor for me. Paul, go get Nikto and tell him to gather everyone who wants to leave the mining district at the South Dormitory. Get him ready. We need these chips out of us. You believe what the guy said? I mean, I at least can buy the tracking. Doesn't matter. We need the chips out of our bodies. Even if they don't explode, they definitely transmit our location. Patrol units have already found us once. We don't know when the next squad will show up. If this keeps on, we'll be on the back foot the entire time. Alright, I'll get it done. Hey, Wichita, you promised me. Oh, you're still here. I didn't promise you anything, Witochki. Besides, if the rest of the bastards in this unit are dead, Why should he be any exception? Because of his arrogance? Because of his ridicule? No. Never mind. He wouldn't understand. Man, imagine not being fully ruthless. He wouldn't understand. Forget what I just said. Right. Take this. What is it? A stopwatch. Found it at the institute. Will still work. When I get a minute, I'll teach you how to use it. From now on, you won't need to live your life counting meaningless numbers, worrying about a miscount leaving people dead in the mines. That... It just made her count to see how long they are in the mine or something like that? At least now. Go, Witotchki. You'll help me find her. Uchitel, your hand is shaking. Hush. Go do what you have to do. At least let me pray that your soul can be saved. And though you have seen those men treated us, how those men treated us, and see how I killed them. Yes? Not be so quick to bless others, or to forgive them, Witotchki. Me included. He loves being edgy. He will not survive this chapter. Now go already, we don't have time. Gospodin Wenken. Oh. So you are... I guess that's how the miners got out? They got help from her squad. Hello, Gosfossa Serafina. That's not how you spell Vedian. But we have not known each other for long. I want to believe that, since your medical team was willing to come to such a remote place to treat infected, you are people I can trust. I'm sorry that I now have no choice but to ask for your help. Please go ahead, as long as it's something I can help with. I just learned that inside every miner, there's a tracking chip that could explode at any moment. We need a way to extract them so we can escape the patrol units. I'm prepared to serve as a test subject myself. You know, at least he takes responsibility. If it is successful, please perform the surgery on the others. If it does unfortunately explode, I hope you will be able to give me first aid. If I die, I ask you to tell everyone waiting for me about this. It's at least good to know what's inside of them then, huh? Now, I must ask you to leave. No, let me do an examination first. May I? Go ahead. I regret to inform you. These chips really could explode. What the fuck? Man. Contain miniaturized, high-powered original bombs. Shouldn't it be super expensive to make then or something like that? Or, If the chips does not receive electrical signals on a local district relay or the human body, it will trigger an explosion. Hey, that just means they gave the miners 3 explosives once they're harvested, right? If you hope to get everyone out of this district, then you must remove the chips. Amazing. Is this your arts at work? Of course. You may be able to temporarily copy the signal to fool the receiver, but I must warn you, this will carry a great deal of risk. You can't afford to wait for a perfect solution. Your idea's good enough. One moment then. Radiant starts using her arts, causing beams of energy to resonate at the same frequency as the chip's receiver. Wenken nods and sits down, grasping the hilt of his dagger. It is cold, smooth and solid as he rubs it against the calluses of his palm. You'd best back away from me a bit, Doctor. That won't be happening. This is the first time I've tried it. I need to observe it in real time. I can guide your hand using nerve impulses. Take care not to detonate the chip. Incredible. It's a shame we didn't meet sooner. I hope we will still have the chance to chat after this. So you're gonna go boom. Wenken wipes his dagger with some alcohol, pointing its blade at a scar on his leg before plunging it into his flesh. Oof. That must be rough. It worked, right? The awful miner nearly leaps up, forgetting the cut on his leg oozing blood. Calm down. Your wound needs dressing. Ah, of course. Thank you, Doctor. I owe you my life. You are truly amazing. I've never seen a physician as skilled as you. You even remind me of an Ursuline soldier. Starts sweating. What do you mean by that? Sorry, please do not misunderstand me. This is the highest praise I can think of. I mean 2 Ursuline soldiers, not those patrol unit brutes. Ones who drove off the invading knights Moha and freed us from the tyrannical hippogriffs. They were true heroes. Oh yes, have you read Igor Valikki's biography? No, his name was too hard to pronounce for me. We should prepare for surgery on the others. How many will we need to operate on? I'm afraid it's a number that will leave you and your colleagues running ragged. My decoy electrical signal can cover the entirety of this area. My colleagues can coordinate the surgeries. That being the case, I reckon we'll need to stay here for some time. Time is something we are short on. Well, either you explode or you will have to defend this position for a while, I guess. Have the medical team prioritize the elderly and children. Then teach the others to perform the surgery. And note some scalpels. My people are not squeamish. Okay, just ram this knife into your leg? I mean, I guess Radiant just being around fixes the core problem. Maybe it shouldn't be too hard of a procedure. I would appreciate it if you did not make medical decisions for me. Ah, no, Doctor. I did not mean to order you around. Since the duty of leading everyone out of this mining district is mine, I need to make decisions accordingly. Patrol units who can show up at any time, extreme weather, of supplies, all things that will prove fatal. I hope we can reach an agreement on this. No matter what happens, we need to be wary of infection. My team will oversee the civilization procedures. Then let's begin. Act first, then discuss the future. Do you have time to chat while we're removing all those chips? Is this your limit? And you were eating smoked sausages back in Quiverborg. Did you never wonder how they were made? Never went to see the slaughterhouses in the satellite cities? Iti Nahui. Rot in hell, Rankin. Sucker platt. That's what I know, yippee! Yeah, what does Iti Nahui mean? Iti Nahui song? I don't need a song, Uke. Meaning. Iti Nahui is a very rude Russian insult that roughly means go F yourself. Okay, fair enough. So he is just a professional CSGO player, is what I'm hearing. I swallowed a bunch of snow, but I still can get a smell of blood out of my nose. Next time I have the chance, I'm dumping fresh burn beast blood into your soup. Fresh burn beast blood is expensive. A bucket can cost more than 100 Chavonzi. You can't afford that, man. It was a metaphor. Damn it. I had no use for gourmet chef, Ollie. My son turns Paul sort of thing when he was a truck driver. The Quiverborg nobles believed the blood of young burn beasts would make them beautiful. Man, nobles never change. He told me a lot of things about the city in his letters, but the last one I received was 7 years ago. I hope he's still alright. Yeah, he's just too busy with his nice life to write letters anymore. I have to ask you to make sure Nicta doesn't mess with my dinner. I'll make sure. Nobody's messing with anyone's dinner. I hope this won't end up being our last meal. I'll be cursing you to the grave, Rankin. Whatever you say, I'm in good spirits today. It's been so long since I felt the thrill of freedom. We have finally broken our shackles. We are free now. What we want to do, where we want to go, and how we want to live our lives, we can decide for ourselves now. You should save the port we decided for, and we're actually safe. So what now? The plan hasn't changed. Get south to the border with Casimir's. Find a village founded by the infected. One that belongs only to the infected. There will be space for all of us there. You're just blindly believing this reunion without even knowing if they're the real deal? At some point the reunion thing will work out, I swear. No, I have my reasons to believe. A few years back when I was stationed at the border, he had a lot about them. Information I could trust. Man. They provide shelter for the infected, give out medicine for free. They're fended off many patrol units who wanted to push around people like us. I believe we will find people who share our ideals there. I guess they were doing overall well at the beginning. That just makes me think it's some infected delusion. Or the army spinning up an excuse for a bigger share of taxes. Makes me wonder why it took until now for a banner like this to be flown. If we find out they do not exist, then it should be us who raised the flag. That is the spirit. Therefore your time on the border would have taught you better. Just imagine for a moment, if you had saved that count back then instead of that infected. You could be a lieutenant right now, maybe even a captain. But units like the one we ran into today would be licking your boots with a wave of your finger. But now he can still look at himself in the mirror or something. Then I should be more grateful for the choice I made that day. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had a chance to see this nation's true face, or learn what my life's greatest calling is. Our people have been duped and deceived for far too long. I believe their current lives are what they deserve, forgetting what they should really have. This is not only a conflict between the infected and ordinary folk. If one day all the infected in Ursus died, they would use some other standard to decide who to cast into the mines. Why do some have everything handed to them, while others must struggle for survival? Who do the fruits of their bitter toil go to? The nobles, just are God ordained or something. But who actually gets to say what people deserve? Maybe the way this land is the way things should be. If there were another terror, if civilization started over from scratch, things might not turn out any different from now. Yeah, imagine having another world like this. Impossible. No, I don't believe that. And you opened your eyes and actually looked at everything around us. Did you not feel anger? When you feel such an instinctual rage, that means everything is wrong. You should know that based on what you've been through, Nikto. I'm picking up that crap. It's ancient history. Fine. Even if it's as you say, how far are we from the border? What other things will we run into on the way there? I have a plan. Why do you think I asked you to get up those chips? They didn't blow up when we took them out of us like other chips, which means they still work as positioning devices. These things have brought us so much suffering. Why not use them to our advantage against the patrol units? Yes, I mean, it is a smart thing, spring a trap on them. That's not what we agreed on when we decided to escape. You know our condition, Mencken. How many of us can even move right now? Maybe half? We might be able to beat 1 or 2 patrol units. We might be able to beat 1 or 2. But we can't hold off all of Ursus. The only thing causing more bloodshed would do is to trap us here even further. We want to live. Taking this step is only a matter of time. A patrol unit lucky will kill us another spare ventilator in our hands. I guess it's also true. It's a kind of fast way to get some equipment, huh? Any supplies we seize can be used to leave the ice fields, allow children like Mitochki to live to see another day. Have you forgotten what gave us the opportunity to leave this place? Even if that thing can't be called human, we were the ones who killed it. What the hell did they find down in the mines? I don't know what you're talking about. We've become completely unreasonable before we even left the mining district. I don't want to fight over this Nikto. Uchita? And Nikto, you are here too. What is it? Nothing. I just came to see if you had eaten yet. Aw, she's nice and caring at least. Oh, you don't need to ask this guy. His stomach's already full of his grand ideals. He still needs to eat. Not really wrong. Should focus on our physician friends. It was they who did all the hard work today. I just want to see them. They're about to rest. Good. You've worked hard too. How's the wound? Does it hurt? I'm okay. Everyone's okay. Really now? Everyone's been very brave. Go rest. Eat your fill. Then sleep tight. We don't have much food. My portion's not very big. Take care of yourself too, Wichita. Witochki really trusts you, Rankin. Always calling you Ushita. Like your head teacher. Okay, this is where I realize I'm doing this big Russian. What does it mean? It's the last name for sure. Ushita meaning. Oh, it does just mean teacher, okay. In the Russian and Ukrainian language. Yippee. Everyone trusts you. Waiting for you to get them out of here. I know, which is why every word I tell her is what I know to be true in my heart. It is the same as when I lead everyone. I take the path I believe to be right. Makes sense. Let's hope you are... Relax a little, Nikto. Today's the day of your first victory. Is it a victory? It's a good omen. No need to look so anxious. When someone awakens to the truth and decides to set off on a journey, it is the grandest of beginnings. Yeah, and you know, you start your journey and in the middle part a lot of bad things happen to you. Quoting from Igor's biography again. No, those are my own words. Trust me, Nikto. They're doing great things right now. All the surgeries are complete, Captain. Some of the patients are developing fevers. They're limited in what we can do. Got it. I'll go have a word with the leader after this, and I'll do my best to ensure the wounded are provided with food and water. You've worked hard today. Get some rest. Taking care of yourselves is important too. Captain, you still need to file an office under martial law, and the matters affecting our ability to communicate too. It's difficult for us to connect to the outside. What happened here will surely draw the attention of the Ursan authorities. We need to leave ASAP. We can't stay here. Yeah. I think it is kinda probably a big crime to aid those people. But do we really need to work with them? I'm worried that if we do, we turn into a conflict of Ursus. Well, Silent has no reason to make an enemy of the Empire. Right here, right now, these are just people struggling to survive. Changing the lives of the infected has always been our mission. Besides, you know, I have higher authority, and Calcid is not here to scold me, so they have also helped us out a lot. Don't worry for now. Just do your best to prepare for the unexpected. I'll keep trying to get in contact with our base in the city. If they can receive the information we've sent earlier, I hope they will notice the clues we left behind when they come to help us. Quest Far North versus 3 days ago. Quest times, get your copy here. Do you want one, Devushka? Oh, sure. How much? 20 para? Is that okay? Are we getting ripped off? That's fine. I don't have any spare change on me. Here, take this. Hey, thank you, Devushka. You're amazing. How much money did we give that child? Amia carefully places his entire chevroness in the boy's palm. He quickly disappears around the seat corner as if frightened his benefactor might regret her decision and take it back. Amia? That boy's clothes looked very thin. Wesk is colder than the earth as I remember. Wesk is further north than Chernobog. I still remember. It was the first time I saw such intense fighting. I was so nervous I forgot to be scared. Hey, that's good, I think. At the time, I thought I would never see anything so dangerous again. Well, joke's on you, now you live on the front lines. We've been through a lot since then. At least, now there's no catastrophes or people chasing us. Yes, that topic, Doctor. It's rather rare for us to have the chance to quietly watch a city like this, isn't it? Chernobog, Lungmen, Londinium. Wherever we go, our memories seem to be filled with chaos and the fires of war. Starts sweating. We should remember what the city is like now. Oh, I double-clicked. Check today's paper. Does it say why the mines have been blocked off? Might only be able to learn more once Lucius has finished negotiating with the Grand Duchess. She said she would help us apply for a permit to enter the mining district. But how will she actually go about doing that? She warns us on the back foot. Yeah. The Grand Duchess' office is right ahead. How many intelligence do we gathered beforehand? Her name is Elzivita Konstantinova Lakitsara. That is the name. She's not a typical Ursula noble. Her policies are known for being kind to infected and non-infected alike. Let's go, good people in my country. Every channel of information we've checked describes her as a good person. The Grand Duchess must also be a white woman. The office is rather humble looking. The buildings in Wesk are relatively short and regular. Must be the style here in the far north. But looking at the map, all the surrounding buildings seem to almost envelop it. A rather unique location in terms of urban planning. They're not even letting us wait inside this time. A local leader with quite a reputation. You're worried, Doctor. Honestly speaking, so am I. Even if Aloysius has made her thoughts on the matter clear, we still do not know her true goal. Well, I guess worst case we beat her up. Doesn't this all feel rather familiar? Oh, you mean like in Lungmen? Jen really is a no-nonsense, isn't she? Don't you mean hard to work with? No, I guess she was kinda hard as at the beginning for sure. Let's go with strict. Jen treats others the same way she treats herself. That's how it was back then. That's how it is now. Oh right, we got news from her before we left home. She is gonna go to China and have a nice family reunion or something like that. But she didn't go into detail on her movements. She sounded well. When she heard about what happened, she promised that if Void's Island needed her, she would return. Yippee. We've made a lot of friends, but a lot have left us too. I still remember when we were working with Jen. The one who actually represented Void's Island and negotiated with Chief Wei was Dr. Calcite. Well, now you have a job. Congratulations. Doctor, I'm worried that I won't be able to solve problems or get people to work with us like she did. You will pick it up. How hard could this be? I mean, she is kinda a good leader overall though, so... Also, we know practically nothing about Ursa's current circumstances or the Grand Duchess. Doctor, You don't need to do what only Kal'Tsid could do. Be yourself, Amir. May I ask which of you is Dr. Lyra of Woods Island? Imperial Highness, the Grand Duchess, invites you to meet with her. Yippee, a private audience. Okay, at least let me also take Amir with me. Come on. Path inside.
그립군.
Oh, that is a lot of that fog. Ooh. Let's do it like this, maybe.
모두 계산대로다. 결단을 내려. 놈들은
Okay, so invisibility still works in the fog. That's good to know. Guess Edens would also go hard for this one then.
실력 발휘해볼까?
You're going this route.
결단을 내려. 놈들은 정프를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
I guess it makes sense that you actually go down this. This is where all the things are. The army infiltrator. How do we best position ourselves?
정프를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
I guess we can put her like here. Put some heal. Guess I want my healing more up front though, since we're gonna push with them.
오늘도 잘 부탁해.
I guess in a sense, maybe getting this as our base of operations on the side, basically. Maybe you can just shoot here.
아름다운 인간 세상이랑 아주
But yeah, I feel like having Sylvash will also help a lot with this gimmick then.
기다리도록 하시.
Do we... Oh yeah, you will also spawn in further. That's good. Yeah, let's take our stand here then.
우연히도
I guess I kinda really...
너가 사라지되
It's awkward that Haruka's not a... I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, I think, with the healing we need for now.
쓰고 있으려는 노력을 해볼게.
I guess we could do something like this. But on the other hand, does it matter?
실격전 최고가입도 대기. 행복하게 하렴.
놈들은
실력 발휘해볼까?
How did I position you?
지금부터 싸우는 방법 복습.
Very intelligently.
살고 위해서 들이받게 못할 거라고?
가장 성가신 적은 누구지?
이것은
I mean,
못 산들이 내려서
that should be more or less be it too. I guess I am so happy that actually the lives do not matter. You know, just how Woods Island operates. Who cares about the miners? But yeah, otherwise this would be kinda pain in the ass.
여러 번 나가봤지.
Guess I kinda could even stop sending you at this point.
박사, 방금 전투 기록 데이터 좀 줘. 홍보용 PV에 쓰고 싶어서. 싸우는 가히
Oh, no after story?
멋있잖아.
Satch. Boop, boop. Old fans, new fans, let's start by saying hi. Yippee! I guess we will make a deal with the Duchess. Ranged operators have increased TP cost, that kinda sucks. Half of my team are ranged operators. Interesting. We thank our honored guest for your patience. Please follow me. You comply with the guard's request, patiently waiting again in the office lobby for Lucius and the much-rumored Grand Duchess discussion to come to a close. The subdued interior has no clock, other timekeeping instrument, as if time is not a right conferred upon its visitors. I mean, I guess in a sense you can use this for some slight psychological torture or something. You while away the minutes in the other boredom, thinking back to your own discussion not long ago. When your doctor's allowed to meet with her? Could be a trap. I also think that's unreasonable. If something unexpected happens, there's no way for Mia and I to protect you. It does not seem like she's giving us any room to bargain. Eloise just said she wanted to introduce us to the Grand Duchess, but we still don't know why she really wants to help us. My memory bank has no record of a young Urson noble like her either. But a woman acting as a special ambassador, who also personally knows the Grand Duchess, must be extraordinary. This relationship between the Quiverborger envoy and the local noble is a subtle thing. But she did clearly say she wanted us to go with her to the mining district, so we are useful for a little bit longer. This is the only chance we have to get into the mining district. But Waltz Island has stepped into the sights of Ursus. We have no way of knowing how local administration views us. I've been in this sort of situation before. We'll support your decision, Doctor, but please be careful. Take a comms terminal at least. If anything happens, reach out immediately. I'll come and get you right away, even if we have to smash the place up while we're at it. I like the energy, but also I make sure I don't need to use it. But what is this mine lockdown hiding? I mean, it is to kinda hide for all the Orgon is what I assumed. Maybe, but I was like, maybe we have summoned monsters of the past now. Or not, maybe there's some reconstructed ancient Tikas or something, I guess, maybe. Corridors of the building are exceptionally empty, just like the streets of the city it stands in. The moment you're led inside, a slight nod is all you are left with. Not a word has passed your guide's lips the entire time. Perhaps he trusts your intuition will lead you to the correct room. Perhaps he is used to putting visitors to a test. Fortunately, you had detected the warm scent of applewood smoke, lifting off the guard, which takes you to the only door emitting such a smell. Man, Doctor has a great nose, huh? A door that leads to a room tucked away in the corner was once pushed open. It is as if the looming, posing stone walls of this chill, gloomed city have come together to hide a spot of sacrosanct tranquility. First thing you see is a graceful, ash-blue figure standing at the other side of the room. Greetings. Imperial Highness, the Grand Duchess Eselrida Konstantinova Lakitisawa. Okay, see, I would go with this option in real life because I cannot pronounce the name, but this is politer. I can feel your nerves from here. You need not to be wary. Please, call me Grand Duchess Elizabeth, as my friends do, thank you. I can tell you are an individual of keen intellect. Your voice is gentle and innocent, not at all what you expected. The mistress of the place slowly turns around. Man, this seems also like such a cool place. Oh, she is straight up a dog. I did not expect that. It's, I mean, it just feels rarer for like the more info humans or whatever you wanna call it to actually be in the stories and stuff like that. But yeah, maybe Arknights and Rebels might be furries, it's a hunch. I welcome each and every guest to Presque with open arms. Is this not the part where you introduced your friend, Elotta? Oh, yes, of course. This is what I was just speaking about. The doctor of Waltz Island Pharmaceuticals. My name is Lyra. It's an honor to be granted an audience. As I said, there's no need for such formality. Come forward, closer to the fire. My attendant shall fetch us some tea forthwith. may be difficult for fellows of my father to adapt to Vesk in this season. Though she may be remote, there are times when she is a warm and pleasant home. Well, come back in summer, I guess. Has your journey here been a smooth one? Public security certainly cares for Vesk. Please believe me when I say that all you have seen here is in service to maintaining the city's hard-fought sovereignty. Lotta has already explained to me in great detail the excellent work homeopathy specialist friends have done in the field. Yours is a talent our city sorely needs at this moment. You require homeopathy specialists? My young Char wishes to bestow his favor equally upon every Earthen citizen. He wishes for the division of infection to no longer plague his people. Yippee! It is for this reason that he labors himself to exhaustion, such that even the most steely-eyed courtier is left heartbroken at the sight. But where is the one who truly understands how precious a treasure his Imperial Majesty's innocence is? We who call ourselves the scholars must do all we can to enact his will. Vesk borders the largest mining district in the far north. The methods we have available to treat homeopathy fall far short of his Imperial Majesty's ideals, which means we require some able doctors. Well, I am a doctor. I'm not sure I actually have the license to operate on people, but I am a doctor. If that is your Imperial Highness's goal, Dr. Liver is the best partner you will find here. I've read Woods Island scientific papers for myself. Unlike those dusty old scholars of the Imperial universities, who simply repeat the findings of others, Woods Island leads the vanguard in the field of homeopathy research. Oh my, I've never heard of our proud young officer express such admiration for anyone before. Has working in Gifferborg changed you? I still distinctly remember your father grumbling to me about the awkward situations he would provoke at the ducal banquets. Well, she just has another hyperfixation now or something. A rather embarrassing part of my past, Your Imperial Highness. If I may explain this admiration further, I've always respected those with true talent and ability, such as Your Imperial Highness and Dr. Liver. I'm incredibly grateful for this reminder about my father. I nearly forgot to pass on his regards. His factories still produce uniforms of the highest quality for every soldier in the far north. His name can still be heard at every banquet on the frontier. I'd best return to the topic of our friend here. Sorry, we are nobles, we need to do all our formalities. Let us speak plainly. What plans does Woods Island have for Vesk? We lost contact with a mobile medical team in the central mining district. Upon hearing your words, the Grand Duchess shows a split second of surprise, but does not forget herself. She looks toward Aloysius, and you notice the precise moment the young guardswoman gaze turns evasive. The Grand Duchess lets out a long sigh as she's vexed by a terrible burden. Oh dear, Dr. Liver. That is how I should address you, yes? I mean, we can go just on first name basis. If this young lady has provoked a misunderstanding, then I do apologize. We welcome Woods Island to building an office in Vesk. I wish to offer as much aid as I can. But the far northern mines are not open to sightseers at the moment. If your comrades are lost, I ask you to leave with me the descriptions and last known whereabouts. Shall deploy every last man I can spare to help you find them. Yeah, but you know, we're already here. We already have all the equipment, you know. Pardon my candor, but I believe we need to discuss this further. I am afraid... Imperial Highness. What if I invite them to travel with me under my name? Oh, Lotta. You were always with such a naughty little Vesk. You know that Vesk needs specialist homeopathy doctors. You know that with your recommendation, I would not consider this a favor to be repaid, allowing your friend to do business here. Now look here. What is it you wish to do? Take our esteemed guest into our muddy, snow-laden troubles? Hey, we can fix it. I don't have a problem with that. Elotta, you are complicating the situation. This is not a complicated matter. Wait, forgive my bluntness, Your Imperial Highness. I've never concealed my objective here. Sounds like you were not totally open to her though. By the Tsar, there's hardly a soul in Gryffindor concerned about the possibility of unrest in your Prask. But there are many curious about the closure of the mining district, the mutations among the infected. Those coming here may be idle young nobles, or scientists researching earthapathy. They can just as easily be an army captain, or dignitaries from the State Council. The young guardsman's tone remains frivolous, leaving you barely able to discern if the sharpness he speaks of is one of irreverent rudeness, or if there's a prying, deeper meaning to it. She got this. When Duchess Elizabeth's eyes narrow. If they have their suspicions, let them come and speak their suspicions here. The army see me as a fence-sitter, carrying favor with the new nobles, while the State Council sees me as some provincial Grand Duchess. I'm well used to everyone laying their doubts and curiosities onto Prask. So my dear Lotta, who sent you here to heap more blame upon me? No. Imperial Highness misunderstands. You know what this is? You know that this is just a cushy job for me, paying a visit to your domain. My only intention was to petition you to grant these earthapathy specialists permission to accompany me into the mining district, that they might investigate the strange happenings surrounding the infected there. May I butt in with some words of my own? I have high charisma, I swear. Pray, speak, my friend. I would like to clarify Woods Island position. We are worried for the safety of our lost friends. We are simply a pharmaceutical company trying to address infected issues. As for other matters, Woods Island will not and cannot get involved. I did not ask this earlier, but my curiosity abounds. Your colleagues, why ever did they go to the Central Mining District? They went to address cases of earthapathy. Oh. Woods Island's intentions are pure. We have no higher power pulling our strings after all. The moment your words leave your mouth, you suddenly realize that being overly frank could make your promises seem hollow. But this sort of overt honesty also makes it hard for others to believe you're hiding anything. The Grand Duchess ponders for a moment. In short, everything we do is in the service of searching for our friends. The young woman I care for, and healers of earthapathy who only wish to find their comrades. See, we are noble spirits. If I were to refuse you, it would seem rather cruel, wouldn't I? I understand your position. You're just worried for our friends from afar. Worried they would get drawn into danger. Naturally, I do not wish anyone in my lands to meet with misfortune. If I ever have the time, I would like to send stoves out to every soul who lives up in the frozen earth. Elotta, can you promise me you will ensure our friends' safety to the best of your ability? Imperial Highness may trust in me. Good. Go now, Dr. Lyra. Go find your people. I permit Woods Island to enter the mining district of the far north. Thank you for your kindness. I wish that I were so kind, but few are they who appreciate the kindness of others. People were those who snatch the rights from their hands, and are grateful whenever a portion of those rights is returned to them. I guess we do look up to the strong or something. I do not believe such acts can be considered kind. The winds of the far north are bitter indeed. You had best pack some warm clothes, Dr. Lyra. Ah. You have probably somebody that have some fire arts. Doctor, Illusius, you're back. Indeed. Nonito looks excited, Gosfosamir. This is the administrative center of Presk. Not some den of evil. Our judgment rather smoothly. Da. Well, with some unexpected developments. Both from us and the Grand Duchess. Alright, yes, I admit that. But it really was the only way I could create these ideal conditions for discussions, and the results speak for themselves, no? I mean, it worked. The Grand Duchess. What of her? She isn't what I imagined. I didn't imagine a dog. Oh, and how did you imagine her? Harder to persuade. But so long as you can pinpoint exactly what she is trying to conceal from you, it is not difficult to persuade her. The problem is that most of the time she will leave you no opportunity to find that weak point. Those infected, for example, are they affected by changes in pathology, new symptoms of oropathy, or something else? That's where the issues lies, lack of details. That is all the information that made it to Kifferborg. The moment infected change, is sent off to be supervised by the Research Institute. I feed your paper on the changes in Originum and neuropathy symptoms, as I have research institutes across Ursus who are already launching their own projects based on that paper. If these changes were simply those mentioned within, it would not merit the sort of response. It is highly likely that the abnormalities springing up in the mining district are an entirely new threat. Abnormalities, although the Bodyming Corp failed. An entire new threat. Institute looking into the cause, a strict under lockdown. All the miners isolated from the wider country. This way, everyone will believe the matter is settled, but in truth? After the incident, all work in the district stopped. All communications were cut off. IT Kifferberg's inquiries have received no response. None is able and dares to look too deeply into this. How bad of a problem could this really be? The Grand Duchess wanted to hide things, and he would never have been allowed into Presk. You have met her, and perhaps this has you believing she truly is a kind administrator. Of course, she would have let you in. After all, this is the friendliest place to the infected in Ursus. The Pearl of the Far North. Paradise in North Ursus. Presk. Capital of Peskanoi. You didn't see anything unusual in the city these past 2 days, aside from the lack of people. That is how she runs the Far North. Like, how? Since he became governor, nobody has been sentenced to death in the governorate. Does that lessen the number of people here who have met tragic ends? No. They're just having accidents, shot themselves 5 times into the back of the head. You seem to have complaints about her. Oh, you wound me. I promise my assessment just now was not tinged by any personal feelings. I was simply answering your questions. We are partners now, aren't we? I understand, Aloysius. These abnormal infected still under the supervision of the Research Institute in the mining district. Indeed. To be more precise, they are in the Central Far North Mining District Laboratory. Isn't that... It's the first place we need to visit. Is it now? Having the same destination would make things much more convenient. Anything else you would like to ask? You're very eager. Of course. I never intended to give you the run around in the first place. Yeah, you would never. I do have questions, Aloysius. Ask away. Earlier, when we were at your friend's house, I had to cut our conversation short. Should ask you this question first, but never found the opportunity. What is it you hope to gain from this investigation? If I may be serious for a moment. I want the truth. Truth about the mutations in the central mining districts infected. You're just a noble goal. I'm not sure I can buy that. I do not want infected miners to suffer unduly. Nor do I want the people of Ursus to sit ignorant of a looming disaster. rank the numbers. Let's beat up everyone.
도저히 타겟책이 없을 땐
That
가장
is
가혹한 임무를 내게 맡기면 돼.
rather limited view again, for sure. Let's put you here.
모두 계산대로다. 결단을 내려라. 얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
얘들아, 도와주러 왔어.
Okay. I guess there's no reason to wait with sending them out. Actually, the faster we do, the more area will just get easily wide. I feel like... Oh, yeah, my range units are slightly more expensive, I see.
잘못된 길을
This might be a
의심치도
nice
않았구나.
space for this.
우연히도
They got this probably. Army Mobile Crossbowman cannot perform ranged attacks if your operators or miners are nearby. The Interference area decreased when under commander's orders. I see. That is... What the fuck is that crossbowman? Okay, but basically be close to him.
잘 부탁해.
What if you do something like this?
내가 상대해주지.
And this starting to actually deal some damage.
조금은
내 놈들 잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
Okay. And we have a good unit to put down there. How do we do this?
눈 크게 뜨고 있으려는 노력을 해볼게.
한 전체를 봐라.
사과야, 오늘
얼음과 눈이 녹아 사라지듯.
Oh, man, we didn't even get to mine the last part yet. Sag. That was a very short stage. I'm kinda used to at least like 4 other enemies at this point. Central Far North Mining District versus... We're very close to the Institute. It's been so quiet the entire way. Do people really live here? See, that's the thing. They moved all away. Being days ago, the Grand Duchess made a sudden decree that all residents living within 30 clicks of the Central Mining District had 24 hours to evacuate the area. They got compensated, right? Though the far north is sparsely populated. Locating such a large area in such a short time was no easy task. Not to mention ensuring they all maintained secrecy the entire time. There are rumors that the Grand Duchess has always maintained absolute control over all affairs in the region of Ursus. So she has basically this reputation of being so kind because she is just very good at PR and keeping everything under wraps. Is that it? Some even say she's favored even more than the Tsar. Suda Batyoska. Okay. Time to learn more Russian swear words. Suda Batyush. Oh, the White Tsar. Okay. Which means she's not worried about our investigation. That's not necessarily the case. She can hardly show resistance to a Gifferburger Imperial Guardswoman's face, can she? Objectively speaking, the Grand Duchess has been acting as lubricant between the armies and the State Council, making sure the bitterness between the two sides does not devolve into outright conflict. I must admit, this requires considerable skill. She gets the favor of both sides, but this also means she must maintain absolute impartiality. Yep. You don't seem averse to discussing this. Surprised? You seem to have some misunderstandings about Ursus, Dr. Liver. I'm simply repeating the sort of gossip you might hear at any Gifferburg banquet. You do not know these rumors inside and out. How would you manage to join these dinner-time discussions? Naturally, idle chatter is one thing. Actually trying to leverage this chatter for some upward mobility, putting it into action is another thing altogether. Rather interesting point of view. On the other hand, regardless of whether the Grand Duchess is hiding anything, or she believes everything hidden well enough, we will certainly find something in the research institute looking into the abnormal infected. Do you hear the sound of fighting up ahead? Are those miners fighting with a patrol unit? Well, all hands prepare a rescue operation. Wait a sec. I've got sharp eyes, a clearer view. Man, okay, you don't need to practice, you don't need glasses. The one's getting beaten down. Are the patrol unit? What? Off in the distance, where Elysium is pointing, you see two groups of people fighting in a melee. Melee with surprising aspects to it. Well, it's gonna be easy to explain when we see our old silent operators kicking the guards in the asses, right? A patrol unit is being routed by a group of infected miners who outnumber them several times over. Lackluster equipment in patrol unit's hands is of no use, as the miners would have to pickaxes strike the bodies over and over. Doctor, are we still going to mount a rescue here? We need to stop things from escalating. Enough! Stop! Stop it! What do you think you're trying to do? Kill us? Yet. Just will not let you get away with it. So what? So what? Since when have we ever been treated as human beings? We're people too, aren't we? We were never going to make it far away. Anyway, might as well take you with us. Let's die already. My hand! Where did you come from? You monster. Excuse me, it's pronounced Monster. It is, sir. Monster? That's my name! She does look so happy. Don't bear it out. Sorry, mister, but could you slow down a bit? There's some questions we need to ask you. Why? You want to protect these patrol unit bastards? You here to take us in too? Never. Mudak. I'm going to follow you back all nice and quiet. Langy Miner gets even more agitated, lifting the pickaxe in his hands up high. Stop. A voice out of nowhere floods into his brain, making the weapon in his hands feel extremely heavy, and his legs feel full of lead. Try as he might, he cannot move. It's our prophet. What the Giot Poppery? What kinds of arts is this? Sir, could you allow us a chance to talk things through? Mia steps forward, stretching her right arm out towards the miners, exposing the original crystals on her wrists that were hidden under her sleeve. As you can see, I'm infected. Most of my team are too. I mean you no harm, please believe me. Infected. You're infected like us. I have some amazing arts too. You must be those reunion guys. Starts sweating. What? No, we are not reunion. We are from Old Silent. I'm a pharmaceutical company. We kinda stopped the reunion movement once, but you know, I guess at least you didn't hear that part. That's good, that's good. Oh, my mistake. I thought you were the legendary reunion movement. I knew it. Bunch of infected coming together to form an organization. It's a fantasy. No matter how you look at it. May I ask, where did you hear the name Reunion? Venkin. It was Venkin who told us about it. To the south, very close to the border with Casimir's, was a group of infected who found a place of their own. Taking all infected to ask for help. I thought anyone who wants to do harm to the infected too. Venkin would never lie to anyone. I really hope it's true too. But Casimir's is so far away. How are we supposed to get there? It's fine. We can get you there probably. Yeah. This Wenken, is he a member of the Union? Maybe. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But he's our hero. When he's around, the patrol units won't dare mess with us. I heard he rescued those guys who got tracked into the research institute. Hey, Plappermouth, we still don't know what these people want. Oh, right. So why you are here? Lost contact with our friends in the area. But you might have heard of them. They did do some medical procedures to all of you. That will actually give us a lot of trust. Yippee. Have you seen a mobile medical team? There are 9 of them, wearing clothes of the same logo as ours, and they would have been handing out medicine here. Handing out medicine? What? Like Santa Claus in the fairy tales? Minds look at each other as they have just heard the worst joke on terror. So, what's going on here, Lydia? Poshel Nahoy. Okay, now it's time to learn more Svea words again, I think. Poshel Nahoy. Okay, it's fair. It's basically just fuck you again, fuck off, something like that. Fair enough. They locked us up and gave us no food, trying to starve us to death. Must have been because we couldn't dig up anything. So they didn't give us a single bite to eat, right? Stupid bastards. Who there even knows what happened to the vein? William just disappeared all of a sudden. I feared about that. We couldn't take it anymore. We had to run, or we would all die. Is this true? Why are you looking at me like this? What are you going to do to me? Mine district has had a supply shortage for a while now. More than just a couple of days. We got given about, what, a few loaves of bread this month? Want to know what's going on too? Don't believe me? Such that by Tioska. Who even has the time to bother with this rebel? We killed them. Then what? We're supposed to go into the mines ourselves to dig? Yeah? What are you doing? Okay, I'll shut up. I'll shut up now. This is just happening in 1 or 2 mines. All the far north, the entire mining district, all of us in it. We've been abandoned. We heard Wenken was the first one to step up. He got rid of all the soldiers and let several hundred people on an escape. And now we've escaped too. We wanted to find his group and leave with them. Oh, it makes sense, so he is Splinter couldn't just hear of it. How did he actually hear the news though? They're far away by now. Okay, we've told you enough. Since the infected too should get out of the way and let us kill these bastards. Sorry, what if I may be brutally blunt for a moment? I can overlook the reasoning of why you have left your mine and treat you as asylum seekers for the time being. But if you actually do kill these unfortunate souls, then things will not go well for you. Lucius, you can't speak to them like that. Also, if the officer in the pretty close blood, I should have trusted you people. Appearance of an Imperial Guardswoman relights the flames of the miner's ire. They lift up their weapons once more to fence you in, but in fear of your original marks, they dare not act rashly. As for the routed patrol unit, the moment they see Lucius, it is as if they have met their savior, huddled behind her, cowering, man, cowards. It is altogether rather awkward, inconceivable scene. It looks like if we don't resolve the situation, we cannot continue onwards, can we? Yeah, but I'm also not gonna stand for you beating up infected. Things being what they are, we have no choice. Very well. The guardswoman pulls out some paper from her coat pocket, quickly writing down a few words on it before sealing it with an ornate envelope and handing it to the head miner. Listen up, I have a suggestion that will make everyone happy. Take this letter. The seal on the envelope will ensure that no patrol units harass you, as long as you do not provoke them. Head north to Pesk Sentry Post. Write the letter to the soldiers there and they will find temporary shelter for you. As for what comes next, discuss it only after getting there. Believe me when I say this is the only way to a peaceful resolution. Exchange, when you find in your hearts let these poor whelps go. No, you can't! If you don't bring them back, you'll be disciplined. Well, you would have not succeeded. You can be happy that you're alive. Enough. Lucky to be alive as it is. Exactly. Why should he trust you? Do you have anyone else you can trust? Aloysius. If you go to this shelter you mentioned. Will there be enough bread for everyone? Rest assured, if bread is what you need, then bread you shall have. The headminer takes the proffered letter, then turns to discuss the offer in hushed tones of the other miners. They quickly come to a consensus, with no hesitation whatsoever. The miners form one long line and start heading north, as if entering the mine, just like any other day. They know how to coordinate. Long stretch of miners slowly funnels through a gap between the huts. All the while Amir keeps looking towards the north, procession fading into the distance. This is the best outcome we could hope for under the circumstances. Understand, Doctor. We can't help everyone we meet. But Wolf's Island will keep pressing on, until the last of our strength has left us. I mean, this was a war nicely resolved, I would say, yeah. Turn to look at the Imperial Guards woman behind you, seemingly frivolous, but always able to take the initiative. There has to be something up with her, that's for sure. I've never heard of any supply shortages in the mining district. Yes, I know what you're about to ask me. Believe me, I know about as much as you do. We are of like mind when it comes to these misgivings. The Research Institute is not far up ahead. Let's go and find answers there. Let's go, Doctor. Central Far North Mining District Laboratory versus. As you walk along the corridor, the echoes of your footsteps are swallowed up by its unending length. Its stone walls lean inwards as if the grave majesty were about to smother everything up in the ground. Those who walk along it find themselves lowering their voices, then lowering them further. It's so quiet here. Rather, it seems there are no infected here. Anyone for that matter. Which means I've been to several army research institutes before. They tend to be places of chaos, with plenty of people coming and going, sickbeds that don't fit in the wards and put in the corridors, not so different from a battlefield hospital. There's yelling, wailing, screaming for the infected, but at least they live, at least they struggle on. But here is just death. Nothing. There are traces of fighting in the corridor. The entire district appears to be in terrible disarray. If all the abnormal infected from the Institute have escaped, the soldiers of the district have been gravely derelict in their duty. Their leader will not shirk responsibility. Who knows? There may be a great change coming to all of Paskanoi. We need to find out what happened here. I have no accurate blueprints on hand. These sort of buildings usually follow a standard layout. That's convenient. Things are as expected. This hallway should form a loop, with standardized linked rooms adjoining. Every floor will also have an enclosed observation deck, for easier viewing of what's going on in the mining area. Are you able to detect any of those biosignals you mentioned earlier? Sorry, ma'am, but if you were hoping we could trace signals to a specific room in here, then no can do. Best we can do is confirm signal waves are coming from a certain area. We'll need to go there and inspect things yourself if you want to find the source, like we're doing right now. Alright, I was simply asking. This is a big institute, so head down to the basement to have a look. And in interest of efficiency, how about we split up? It's dangerous to be alone here. I go with you, Aloysius. Sure. I don't mind having someone else helping out. Once and I will check upstairs then. Maintain comms at all times, sounds good. This is a pretty spooky place, and it's a Nurse and Research Institute. Who knows what strange things are hidden here? Like maybe they were experimenting with using humans and burden beasts, That sounds freaky. They wouldn't go that far, right? Monster, if anything goes wrong, get a doctor out of here pronto. No fighting. I know. Mantra? I'm here. I found nothing unusual at our current position. I have eyes on Amir. She is safe. We can trace it more precisely than we let on, correct? Oh, floor, mineshaft site. Target is not moving. What? Yeah, told me you could do that, Captain. We need to be on guard. I hope she's the Xenia monster mentioned. You're short on time, Doctor. Target's vital signs are unstable. He seemed really sure we would find something down here, Aloysius. Thanks to a little laziness. Many Earthen government buildings follow the same standardized layout. If this institute is like the others I've visited, especially when it comes to how they divide up the space for specific uses, then there should be something left in the basement. The dead cannot get up and leave after all. You mean this basement is a morgue? A temporary one, with incinerators equipped to handle the remains of the severely infected. I guess that makes sense, otherwise we'll just have explosions all around. I knew it. Also, power to the freezing mechanism has been cut. The basement was still colder than the snow-dusted outdoors. The young guardswoman runs a hand across the coffins, which leaves behind a layer of frosty condensation on her fingers. These coffins have been used. They must have lost power just before the evacuation. Will you take the right side of the room, Gososa Amir? I opened them up, and one by one to check. Lysis, what is it? Oh, how careless of me. Right now I've seen a corpse before. Then call someone over. You need to tap it yourself. No, that's not important right now. Infected remains are very dangerous. If they have disintegrated and we open the coffin lids, this entire room might become a high-origin dust environment. She doesn't care. But even Amir has finished speaking. The guardswoman pushes open the coffin. There's no release of original dust. Aloysius' expression turns grave. What's going on here? Aloysius does not answer. Starts turning to open another coffin, then yet another. Is she maybe looking for someone specific? Corpses interred here. None of them are infected. Wait, stay back, Amir. You must have been performing some kind of experiments on the uninfected. That's all I can clean here. That's all you need to know. There's no need for you to personally examine them, or what? But what if we... Okay, it might be not the best thing to look at, but could be good intel to know what they actually experimented on. Yeah, thank you, Amir, you're smart. Thank you for your concern, but I think I should. Amir anticipated something like this the moment she stepped into this institute. Sorrow shrouded her mind. It chills and clings to her. Suffering is smeared onto every wall in this place. Humanity's frail fingers are too weak to leave any trace on the stone and steel. Not even blood can find purchase here. All that can remain is hate. Only hate. Mia does her utmost to ignore the spectral arms stretched out towards her. In the silence, she listens to the beating of her heart echoing to her chest. A dozen or so corpses, all in abject misery. A dozen or so corpses. I'm stupid. Each of them has been twisted into incomprehensible forms. The skin is ruptured, exposing the viscera and bones. Barely even look human. It is as if their frames had been subject to some enigmatic force, intent on warping them both inside and out, until they neared complete destructions. Huh. Who knows how long they were subject to this agony? Who knows how they suffered during this torment? Surely they got painkillers at least, right? You're right. Amir does not feel fear. Rage. She feels only rage. Mantwa. The next instant, a familiar voice answers. I am here. What is it, Amir? Aloysius and I are in the morgue in the basement. We can confirm that the Institute was conducting large-scale human experimentation. Experimental methods unknown. Victims we have discovered are all infected. No clues on abnormal infected at the moment. Understood. I will inform the doctor. Stay safe and stay in touch. We can say that our earlier worries are more clearly defined now. The situation here, or rather, in the far north, is much worse than our intelligence suggested. I guess this is where a lot of those missing people go. Well, not missing, but why the city is so empty, right? But I guess instead of getting executed for your crimes, you probably just get shipped off to the Institute. The strong emotion attacking me in the Institute, alongside everything we experienced on our way here. Like the patrol units harassing the infected, and the contamination created by the Royal Guard. All this goes to show that the HDUs here extend far beyond infected mutations. Yippee! Amir and Aloysius found something. Well, define illegal. Until really was conducting illegal human experiments. However, we still unsure of the cause of the abnormal infections. No matter who our target is, there must be some information waiting. Where is she anyway? I searched all the rooms on the mineshaft side. Nobody was there. What about the locked rooms? Same thing. Locks are old-fashioned, easy enough to pry open. But regardless of the status of their locks, most of the rooms had nothing except for things like empty shelves and cabinets or loose craft paper. Could she have left? Maybe we're looking in the wrong place. What do you mean? Aloysius says every floor is an enclosed observation deck. I never found anything like... Wait, that can't be. Circular rooms the entire way around the loop. Checked every single one. There's not enough space in this weird building for an observation deck. There's a hidden door we haven't discovered yet. A room within a room. And that is where we get all the spicy secrets. The voice comes out of nowhere, worse and fragmented. It creeps upwards from the ankles of the listeners up to their napes, coming to an icy standstill in the back of their minds. It sounds human, but it's hard to verify. Did you hear that, monster? I did. Up ahead. I remember the room. Lights here are broken, so stay behind me, Doctor. Behind the door is hidden another, this one unlocked. Where the hands of humanity once left their heat up in its handle. Now it is as cold as ice. Once I pushes open the small, light door. Within the darkness, the visitors are greeted by feeble candlelight. What am I looking at? The first sound you hear is not the voice of a human, but the wet, squelching sounds of viscous liquid. Molten wax strips melting into the disorderly, fleckling dark wet stains on the floor and spattering onto scattered sheets of paper. And on those sheets, next to some handprints, a list of formulae is scrawled out. Hey, you know, I love getting the fruits of illegal and very ethically unsound research. Imagine what we could be doing with that. Family pant like screeches of fear and anger. Meaningless. It's all meaningless. Great Earth is at the top all creation, but its worst domain lies barren. Aside from never-ending disaster. Professor Ilya, I see that you were right. You were right, absolutely right. Where are you? Where have you gone? Tried my best. Tried so hard. But in the end, It didn't even matter, man. I can't believe you said the line. I wanted to look for you all. I wanted to. But now, all I can do is take everything away. Take it all away. Then, I'll find you. You good? You need a hand? The woman stretches out her hand, bringing a sheet of paper up to the candle's flame. The fire soon consumes half of it. He watches it burn with an insatiable gaze, completely unaware of the company by her side. Xenia! You're Xenia, right? Monster rushes up to crush the burning paper, extinguishing it with her bare hands before it can go into an inferno. She's surprised to find that the slumped-over woman is surrounded by a tangle of wires. Where do these wires lead? They had not intervened in time. What would the ensuing place have led to? Did she just see Ilya? She did. I heard it too. Was that you, Xenia? You've gone. Look different from before. Why didn't you leave with everyone else? You really do not look good. No apparent response to sound. She may have entered a dissociative state. Move her to the side. Keep calling her name. Xenia, I will find you. His papers on the ground. You get up all the sheets that were by your feet, flipping through them by candlelight. So, what inhumane experiment did we do here? They are not what you imagined. Not filled formula or blank sheets of paper. Words written on them are clear and are in grammatical Ursine. What I'm about to write is not meant to be known by any living soul. But there's no meaning, and even behind words about me, or the things I love. What I write here is merely my recollection and repentance for me to take to my grave. Believed researching the sarcophagus was a grand undertaking, with clean energy for the Ursuline people close at hand. But the ember of that hope was ultimately snuffed out by our own divisions. What else would he made of the sarcophagus, though? I was fortunate enough to escape that unjust massacre due to my ignorance. My good fortune was itself unjust, but the price I paid was being forced to live the rest of my life in panic, mediocrity. I have nowhere to go, no home to return to. The talent I was so proud of was useless. My life has amounted to nothing. Have you tried joining Woods Island? Xenia. A monster. Do you remember? Do you remember Calcite? I'm... Xenia! It seems that whenever we are given the opportunity to advance, we always find a reason to hesitate. Change is spooky, okay? This interminable failure of life has made me truly understand those words I read many years ago in a book. Words I once scoffed at. The reason why Ursus is constantly flooded with sorrow and injustice is because we lag behind other nations in many aspects. No matter how many truths we discover or accomplishments we make, this backwardness will ruthlessly extinguish the fires of our inspiration. This appears to be a suicide note, man. There's no reaction from her. Does it say where the sarcophagus ended up after it left Chernobog? That would be neat, but maybe also concentrate on helping her. I think it's describing mutations in Ursine infected. Oka should have been a chance to turn things around, but just like every other opportunity that passed me by, it was fleeting. Was my research wrong yet again? Was it this inexplicable, reckless substance from the mines truly nothing out of the ordinary? What did he find there? It really contains no energy, yet it so callously tortures those patients who are already suffering from disease, driving them mad, making them act in unusual ways, even allowing them to accomplish the impossible. Become as gods, yippee. I don't know, but I'm unwilling to be the one who inflicts even more pain on them. Fortunately, I need to continue. That is all I have to say. All I can do is make guesses using metaphysics, like some sort of port. Oka may simply be a part of Ursus' essence, buried deep in the ground. It reveals in the suffering of those it abhors, all behind a mighty, harmless countenance. Enough. Stop heaping your egotistical, unfounded learning up in this man-made calamity, Xenia. Once more, you're a despicable survivor. You should have died 20 years ago at the hands of those soldiers. Now you shouldn't, and you can still do good. Or here, at the hands of angry infected. But now, it all comes to an end. Hey, Xenia! Know for sure that she's Xenia. What is Oka? Oka... Xenia? And kill the royal guard. Oh. Interesting. It's dangerous.
곡식의 씨앗이
Well,
논과 밭에 심어주니
I guess that will help with when Ursus gets the revolution, huh? I guess the miners can just throw that at people. That cutscene was kinda long. And I fear the next one might also be long. Maybe we'll stop here then. I might stream more Arknights on Saturday in the afternoon. Maybe. I will see how it goes. If not, I kind of... How many stages are there? Can I kinda deduce this with my intellect? I assume it's gonna be like overall 21 again or something, or 20, like with just an epilogue stage. Altered flag. The flag of Ursus with the mark of union painted over it. Defacing the national flag is punishable by death according to the flag law of Ursus. Let's see. But what does it do? What are those items for? Unexploded dart must be handed over to relevant authorities once disarmed and disassembled. The corruption of the Empire may not have begun with Gryffindor, but its decline surely started with a dart from Tulskaya. I love your funny words. Let's get a cool skin again. I guess instead of giving welfare units like they did basically in the second story arc, you get for every chapter just a skin. I mean, getting a skin is still nice. In a sense, getting welfare units is nicer. I guess it gives a way to get more story and characters, but I would lie if I said I would actually use those, so But yeah, let's see. I think Musty might still be streaming, so we can wait him, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I still very much like the story. I guess, yeah, I feel like the story arc will concentrate a lot of Ursus then. But maybe we get also a conclusion to somewhat for reunion. That would be neat. You know, since it all started everything. But yeah, let's wait Musty, and tomorrow I will stream some Weapon and Steel with Olsey. So yeah, see you then, and thanks for being here. Bye.